All right, guys, it's Friday, option expiration day, January 21st, 2022, and I'm your host for today's live trading. My name is Chris, and we are trading the NASDAQ 100 futures together. Hope you guys have had a fantastic day so far in the markets, and we're going to start going over the charts to see what the action has been this morning. And I'll be going over that shortly right now. Alrighty, looks like I've got everything set up and ready to go for the live stream here. So welcome everyone. If this is your first time, welcome to the group. This is where we trade. This is where I trade the NASDAQ 100 futures live for about 3 hours each day. And I'll be getting started just shortly. Just momentarily. Alrighty, guys, another fantastic day in the futures market. Market is in a continuation of yesterday's sell-off. We had a small pullback right around 10:30 in the morning, went up, and that was it. The algo caught the short, boom, down. So this has been a trend that we've seen over and over again these last few days. So it's no more buying the dip, or at least people think they're buying the dip, and they're all getting absolutely crushed right here. Boom, going down. It will be very interesting to see how today's action plays out. So if you're just joining the group, welcome. We are trading the NASDAQ 100 futures live. Alrighty, let's take a look at where we're at on the daily. I had said days ago, we had a little box right here that disappeared once it went below the 152 level. And there were all kinds of people calling the bottom on this. I said the bottom is really not going to be seen until this hits 14,466. And it is going exactly as I had said all the way down here. There are people who doubted this, but hey guys, this has been dead on accurate. So that's where we're at. We're at 14,645, and this has probably got another couple hundred points to go before it shows any signs of support. My filters here have not yet crossed the zero line, and institutional flow, as measured by the COT report, illustrated by this blue line, by this blue trace here, has not gone back in to the NASDAQ. If you notice, as of Thursday, when the COT report came out, it's been flat, completely flat. There is no inflow from institutional players into the NASDAQ right now as we speak. None whatsoever, guys. So this is really telling. The smart money right now is on the sidelines, and yeah, smart money's on the sidelines. They're not flowing back in with this whole buy the dip mentality. This crossing right here, shoot, TradeStation's so sensitive. Every time I click the screen, I get a little box that pops up. This crossing, this blue crossing under this red line is not a good indication that this is going to revert and go back up. And until we actually get a change here, here, and here, or this thing actually hits this 466 zone, I don't foresee the NASDAQ moving back up aggressively. Now, you're going to have your intraday moves, of course, the way that you saw today, this morning, which was a complete head fake. Hit the bottom and boom, just came right back up and got the sell sign right there and just rolled back down. So that's where we're at right now in the NASDAQ. Longer term, meaning days away, days out, I don't foresee this going back up. And if it does, it's like an intraday pullback, the same way we saw yesterday and the day before and today. And then what happens with the NASDAQ? It just rolls over again. We've seen this pattern in the last few days, especially in the afternoons. Look at what happened yesterday. In the morning, it just rallied up. And everybody decided to sell. Everybody at right around 11:45 decided to sell the rally, the strength of the rally. And boom, for the rest of the afternoon, it was just one trade down. The end. All right, let's see what's going on in the overnight. I always conduct a review of my charts at the very outset of the recording, so when people play it back, they can actually see this right away. Volume was a little higher than average last night, right there. Okay, boom. This being the 5-day average. So yes, it was slightly higher than the 5-day average, slightly, but not by a lot, last night. And this measures the overnight volume from midnight all the way through 8:30 in the morning. Okay. So generally, when there is a certain price to volatility price relationship in the overnight market, and we have looked at this overnight chart continuously throughout the last week that I've been live streaming. And again, guys, I've only been doing this for a week, so I've been illustrating this on every video. Anyway, we've been looking at this for the past week, and every time there is a price to volatility type of relationship that the algorithm picks up in the overnight session, it'll normally fire off a signal. Last night, that did not happen right here, even though there was higher than average volume going into the open right there. But in the overnight market, from 12 midnight forward, there was no, I mean, if you could tell, the market was just trading sideways for the good part of the evening. Went up just a little bit, but that's nothing. And then it traded sideways just all the way till about 9:30, right at the open, right there. So the price to volatility relationship did not meet the thresholds designed in the algorithm for there to be any type of trading last night. There was some type of relationship that was picked up right around 10:15 this morning, and that fired a signal to the long side right there. It's been my experience whenever that happens right after the open and I get a signal, normally the quality of signal is not as good as if it had fired off in the wee hours of the morning when there's volatility buildup before 8:30, between 12 midnight and about 8:30 in the morning. The quality of the signal is a lot better when the algorithm picks it up at that time. But that wasn't the case today. So I'm looking at this signal right here, this long signal here, but the quality of that signal may not be as robust as had it picked it up in the overnight session. So, and that's for a lot of reasons. I won't get into it. Just take it for what it is, and trust me when I tell you that. Okay, so that's that, and let's look at the other 4 algos here. Okay, that's done well today, and then we've got this one here. Fired off a long signal right there. This one's still short, and this short is about to fizzle out any moment now. And so is this one right here. So if we go back to the 3 AI-inspired algorithms that I hatched up this past week, got 1, 2, and 3. This one so far has been the most robust. These 2 are identical. I am just experimenting with them under different session times. That's the only difference between this and this, is the session time. Yeah, I'm actually doing a study on session times and how that relates to signal quality within the data structure of the phase cycles. So that's something that I've been conducting already for about several months, and this is just a comparison between 2 different session times. Same algo, same nuts and bolts underneath the hood. It's just different session times. And so welcome to the group again, man. And just curious to know, man, did you already close that short that you had yesterday? I'd be very curious to know if you're still short on that position. Oh wow, okay. Cool. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, well, we're down another 195 points today, man. So you must be up like 500 and something points, which is like the mother of all shorts. Huge, huge short. Alrighty, guys. I will probably blow this up a little bit here, just so I can see where this is trading a little bit better. And I'll just be going over the charts as I normally do. So if you're back in the group, guys, welcome. We've got one of the traders in the group, Ensol, who has had a grand slam home run. He is still short on the NQ since yesterday afternoon. He's up about 620 points. That is absolutely sick and unreal. But congratulations, man. That is one heck of a trade. I typically do not hold my positions overnight just simply because I do not want the exposure to risk in the overnight market, and I find that I sleep a lot better knowing that I've closed out my position for the day. But that's, that's a personal preference. Everyone trades a little bit different. Wow, Super Svetnik is also holding his 270 short. Holy cow, man! You guys are really raking it in, man. That's awesome. It's really encouraging when you guys share that and are actually making a killing doing, placing these trades. It's really encouraging to everybody else and myself, because that's the whole reason why we're getting together as a group to make money, right? And it's always a really encouraging sign to see other people make money. So that's awesome. Give yourself a pat on the back, Super Satmic. That's a fantastic trade as well. I'm feeling much better from yesterday. I got a good night's rest. My head is clear today. Yesterday, I was extremely exhausted and tired after a very long day. Having gotten up at 5 a.m. and worked on some really intense stuff, I was exhausted yesterday. But today, I feel a lot better, thank goodness. And we're back together. So I'll be flipping over. Look, guys, if there's any one chart, any one of these workspaces that you guys want to see, you guys know I've got the overnight right here, okay? I've got the COT report right here, which is the daily. And remember, we had that little box here, if you remember, like 3 or 4 days ago, that had the 152 as the low. And I said, if it goes below 152, this means it's going to continue rolling down all the way to this level. And this level's been here forever. And look, it just broke that 152 support, continued its way down, and I suspect it's going to hit right around 466 at some point. There's been no crossings here whatsoever, none here, but there's been a crossing to the downside right here. And whenever that's happened, there is still more downside to go. So if you guys want a copy of this workspace here, just a chart, I can post it on the Discord group for you guys to have it as a reference point, and I can post it every day. Just let me know if you guys think it's valuable to you for me to do, okay? Otherwise, I'll just show it every morning when I go live right here. But I watch it every day, okay? So that's what's happening there on the daily. And again, if you guys recall, we've had very good signals in the overnight the last few days. But whenever the price volatility relationship is non-existent, the algo does not trade. And that's exactly what happened last night. Market went sideways, went up just a little bit, and then it went sideways for a long time. So there was no, the price volatility relationship was non-existent last night. So the algo doesn't trade it, but it did pick up a signal early this morning at right around 10:15. Now, from my observation and the way that this is programmed, the signal quality tends to be strongest, okay, when it picks it up in the overnight session from midnight all the way till 8:30 in the morning. Okay, and although volume was a little bit higher than average, the average being this line which represents the 5-day average, the signal quality right here may not be as robust as when it picks it up between 12 midnight and 8:30 in the morning. Okay, that's been my observation right there. So I'll continue to watch this to see if this is going to slinky back to the upside, because it's already trading at levels right here where, you know, it's pretty damn close, reached the bottom right there. But you never know what's going to happen in these crazy markets. In the last few days, we've seen a pattern where the market rallies up, and then what happens? Okay, it rolls over, right? We saw that yesterday right here. We saw that the day before as well. Where is that? Right here too. Look at that. Boom, went up and then sold off. Boom, went up and pow, sold off. So this is a pattern that we're seeing right now, guys, in the market. Market goes up, boom, and sells back off again. It's a great pattern, fantastic, but it's a pattern that we're seeing. So we'll be watching that overnight carefully again today. And I'll be posting a copy of that workspace in the Discord group after the trading session's over. Let's look and see what's happening with the good old range bars. Gotta blow up my screen there. Sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of chop right now. It's just going sideways. And there's really nothing here to see right now. I'll just revert back to this. And here we are. Got a great short signal from this. 4 more minutes to bar change as well at 1 p.m. And this is also going to fizzle out right there. So I'm just going to leave it here, guys, on this chart. This has been the most successful of the 3 AI algorithms in terms of how it trades. And I will be consolidating some of these in the next couple weeks once I'm done with some testing, especially within these 2 right here. As I mentioned before, these are exactly the same algos except different session time. And I am testing these right now, and I'll come up with a conclusion as to which one I want to keep in just probably a couple weeks from now. But for now, I'm just going to blow this bad boy up and leave it there for your illustration. Yes, and it's not surprising that we actually have, we're having these high volume days. It's an interesting observation you posted, Lee, because it did capture that right here. Yeah, that there was average volume that exceeded the 5-day threshold here, which is great. There's a lot of headline risk right now. Interestingly, today we started seeing a flood of news concerning Russia and the Ukraine on Bloomberg News. That's sort of dominated the headlines this morning. I was hoping to find an article on the when the news first broke out yesterday. I found a snippet of it where you can only read like the first paragraph or so, then you've got to subscribe or something on some website yesterday. But this morning it seemed to be it seemed to be all over the place, especially on Bloomberg News. So now I've got my Bloomberg thing going on here. I just have it muted because I don't want it to interfere with the quality of the recording. But yeah, they've been discussing Ukraine, Russia, and it's just been all over the place. Also, another very important thing that Steve Sosnick, the chief investment strategist for Interactive Brokers, came out on Bloomberg and said there's like trillions of dollars. I think it's 3.3 or 4.4 trillion dollars worth of equity options expiring in the market today. It's apparently an unreal amount of options that are expiring in the market today. So that's causing a lot of jitters in the market, along with everything else that you guys have probably read about today, and so that's just adding to to some of the pressure we see. Also keep in mind, guys, today is Friday, option expiration, and we do have what's known as the pinning effect. The pinning effect is a phenomenon in the market, in the options market, where stocks tend to gravitate towards the closest strike price with the highest open interest. And stocks tend to gravitate and stay there throughout the day. It's known as the pinning effect. That limits moves in certain stocks that have options in the equities market and within the NASDAQ 100. So there is some move, but it's not going to be as aggressive as you saw yesterday, just simply because of the pinning effect that happens on option expiration day. Today will probably be a little bit more quiet of a day than usual. One, because it's Friday. Two, because my voice is a little bit sore from from speaking so much. But I am going to be active behind the screen here, just sharing my desktop with you and just pointing out anything that I see to be important. This is the focus right now, this particular screen, because there is a really good short signal that's open and has not yet closed. For you guys who are new to the group, welcome. If you haven't joined the Discord group, I pinned it up in the chat box so you all can join. Also, please like and subscribe to the video if you like this type of content, and share it with your friends as well who may not be familiar with this type of approach to trading. There are a lot of options out there and many different styles of trading. I know you guys have a lot of choices of who to tune into and watch, and I do appreciate you guys tuning into this channel today to watch me trade. Or at least watch the signals and get some knowledge and understanding of how this process works. Market looks like it's trying to get back into consolidation mode right now. You can't view it on this time frame, but you can view it in the 5-minute time frame right here. I got to rescale. There we go. Sorry about that. It's turning white right there. You see that? And that normally happens when the market goes into consolidation mode. That means it's just going to cycle. Very typical of what happens when it hits a high or a low. It'll cycle, just go sideways, and then figure out what it wants to do from there. I tend to call that cycle chop mode, because that's the area where traders typically lose money. So I invented this very unique indicator here, this chop zone indicator, out of a lot of frustration of not knowing when the market started to cycle and go sideways. If you notice here, it perfectly caught. I mean, it's really darn accurate. If you notice here, this whole area right here was in cycle mode right here. Look at that. And that just kept you out of it right there. Boom. So whenever you're looking at a 15-minute chart and you're wondering what's going on inside this candle, you know, what's really going on, what's happening, you turn to your 5-minute and you look and see if you're in cycle mode right there. And sure enough, you are. It just entered in the cycle mode right now. So that just means it's just going to go, you know, like this. You'll have little ups, little downs, little head fakes. People call this whipsaw right here. You get whipsawed up and down, up and down, up and down, especially right here. Boom, you see that? Right there. Bad whipsaw, guys. This is where people lose a lot of money when trading, especially the NASDAQ futures. But I've got this here for you guys. I'll just leave this chart up right now because we're in that consolidation zone. And I don't know, you guys might be trading or looking to get into a trade. I just want you to know that we're in this zone right here. Be very careful. If you just joined the group, welcome. We're glad to have you with us today. I really don't know if there's anybody online who actually live streams their desktop trading the NASDAQ 100 futures. There might be, but I haven't found any. The only people I know that actually stream their desktop are by way of paid subscription. And yeah, and their styles are radically different than mine as well. I remember watching one guy. I've known him for a long time. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's got a group. He's got a lot of subscribers, and you know, I watched him for about a month. He gave me a complimentary. He gave me complimentary access to what he was doing, and I watched him for 1 month. And during the course of 1 month, it was unreal the amount of money this guy lost every single day. And I'm not talking about like $500-600 here and there. No, I'm talking about thousands of dollars. And you know, he was trading real time, real money, but he was losing a lot of money. And you know, I would email him and say, "Hey, dude, why are you doing this, man?" But it was just his approach, his style. That's just how he traded. And whenever he got lucky, he made decent money. But in this example right here, he'd get caught up in these chop zones all the time, and it would just chew him up and spit him out to the tune of several $1,000s. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just too much to take. It was too much to take to watch him lose so much money on a consistent daily basis. So yeah, but yet, you know what? There were a lot of people in the group, you know, that that follow his train of thought, his approach. But hey, you know what? To each their own, right? There's different approaches for different folks. That's all I have to say. You know, there's guys out there trading penny stocks. And you guys are going to laugh at that. Yeah, penny stocks. I mean, I wasn't even aware that such a thing existed, that people would actually trade penny stocks for like little moves every day, you know, for a couple $100, you know, $50, $100 here and there per trade or something like that. It's ridiculous. You know, yet they've got thousands of followers, you know, and they're selling these mastery courses on how to get rich trading penny stocks. It's ridiculous. So yeah, here we go, guys. You know, this is just about to bust out of. Yep, it just busted out of consolidation right there. Look at that. Just busted out of consolidation zone right there. Just went right through. What I mean by that is I've got several other charts above me, and I can actually see when this breaks out from this channel that, you know, that I've got set up. So yeah. But you're right in the point of control, so who knows where that's going to go. What's happening over here? Okay, you've got your overnight volume. Remember, I got a buy signal right there on that. But again, I'll emphasize this. The quality of the buy signal after 8:30 in the morning is not as good on this particular strategy as it would be had the signal been generated between 12 midnight and 8:30 in the morning. If you get a first signal within that time, the quality of the signal throughout the day tends to be pretty damn accurate. All right, so Ensol just covered his short position. And I am very curious to know, what did you make in terms of points on that short? If you don't mind sharing. All right, got a buy signal here on this. Got another buy signal here on the algo, right here, guys, to the upside. And this downside is absolutely over. Right there. It's 1:13 in the afternoon on a Friday. Buy signal here. Buy signal here. And this short has not yet closed. And let's look over here. Nothing here. And nothing here. Not yet. Ansel's probably calculating how much money he made on that trade, how many points, because that was a monster trade. And guys, we encourage you to post your success. It just encourages everyone and motivates the group to see that you're, being successful at what you're doing. And that's the whole purpose of why we're here. We want to encourage you. We want to support you, and absolutely celebrate your success. Let's take a quick peek at the range chart. I bet you it hit that top level right now. Yeah, it did. Right there. Look at that. Boom. Very tight range today of where the market might be trading. But I am going to go back and display this. Guys, if you haven't seen that video I created on how to spot market instability, it's on my YouTube channel. It's also posted, I believe, on Discord as well. That's a great video to help you create a chart setup that can help you spot market instability. And I just kind of go over a few details in there that I think are important in several aspects of your trading approach. So do check it out when you find time. Guys, if you're just joining the group, what you're watching on the screen right now is a trade of the NASDAQ 100. There's a signal that is open right now, and it's a short signal. So that's what we're watching. We're also watching levels of consolidation, the overnight signal, and the overnight volatility-driven algorithm. So a lot of stuff going on here. If you haven't played the video from the start, I encourage you to do so. Or you can always play it back when we're done with the session today. But also keep in mind, I'll just mention it once more. It's Friday, option expiration. And what that means is that according to Steve Sosnick of Chief Investment Strategies of Interactive Brokers, there's like 3.3 or 4.4 trillion, not even billion, $trillion worth of equity options expiring today. which is an unheard of, historically high number of option contracts all expiring today at once. So you got that going on, but on a massive scale. And also remember that Friday being option expiration, you have a phenomenon known as the pinning effect. And if you've never heard about that, what that is that stocks tend to gravitate towards the nearest strike price with the highest open interest, and they kind of stay at that range, at that level right there all day. They don't move, and they're generally moved by large institutional players to pin at that level, and that's what you have happening on Friday. It's known as the pinning effect. You guys can look that up. And so you have that. You have trillions of dollars of options expiring. You have Russians on the UK, on the Ukraine border. You have talks about, a Fed rate hike. You've got empty shelves in the supermarket, high inflation, and gas prices that are completely out of control. Welcome to the U.S. stock market. It's all crazy. It's being driven by all these factors, and there's more stuff than that. You've got lackluster earnings. I can go on and on, but I'm not. This is stuff that you guys already know about, and I just don't want to repeat all this stuff because you guys, I'm sure, have read all the headlines as I have. Yeah, you might be a little bit early in that long position there that you just took right now. That's the reason I didn't run after this one right here. The way some of these algos, the way I designed them is that sometimes you'll get a signal that's maybe 1 bar or 2 bars early. Okay, I do have a habit of trying to get into the trade as early as I can get in, and so I've designed this to identify those entry points. But sometimes a drawdown could really hurt you in a situation like this. So even though I like to identify the entry point that might be a bar or 2 early, I don't necessarily run into it and jump into the trade. I kind of like to let things shake out and look at a few other things before I do that. So yeah, you might be a little bit early on that trade. Let's look at the live algos here. Oh yeah, so these haven't closed yet right here. These have been very accurate over the last several days. This, and this all have an artificial intelligence component to them. These 4 don't. These take into account other things in the market, and they're programmed entirely different, but these do have an AI component to them. And they've been very accurate if you look at the entries. But these two are pretty much identical. The only difference between these two are the session times. But underneath the hood, they're the same thing. Eventually, I'll get rid of one and keep the other, but there's a little bit more testing that I need to do before deciding. This has been the most robust of the 3, which is why I've got it here plotted in full screen. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Lee's right. It was definitely a head fake right there for sure. Very good observation, and what he's saying is absolutely dead on. Yep, that's part of the reason why I didn't take that move. I said nope. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Not until this bad boy closes right here, because I know this has been very accurate, and until I see a buy signal here, um, then that's the only thing that's going to make me comfortable wanting to go long. But again, remember, we're walking in very risky territory right now. It's 1:25 in the afternoon, New York time, and we've seen the market do this the last several days, this past week. So you can't really trust these little moves going up, because we've had these nasty sell-offs after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm being extra cautious for sure. So I don't think I've mentioned this, but I'm actually, there was some talk about me exploring Texas. Uh, I decided to get a last minute ticket to go pay a wellness visit to my parents um, this weekend. So it's actually a surprise visit to them. They're both mid 80s, and I want to go down there and check up on them, but they're going to be surprised. So after my trade day today, I got to pack and take off. Um, but yeah, I haven't been down there um, in a few months. But now that I go down there, the point is that I arranged I arranged something with the local real estate agent out there, just to kind of get a feeler for um, what's going on in the market. So I'll be looking at some property when I'm down there. We'll see how that goes. Not with the intention to buy anything, but just with the intention to look and to educate myself. So I don't know about you guys, but I've got a lot of people I know that that trade stocks in the market. Some of these guys have been doing it for a very long time. They're actually really good at their game, and a lot of the guys out there are new. They get caught in the hysteria of all the videos out there, and they go out and open an account at Robinhood and buy stocks and whatever. I ran the equity options for a large hedge fund, and I can tell you that day trading stocks, that was not our mandate, by the way. We were more of a value oriented fund, so we took a value approach to everything we did. But there's a lot of mechanics. There's a lot involved. There's a lot of analysis in trading stocks. And it's very difficult sometimes for the average investor to predict the direction of any one single company out there in the marketplace, simply because of the volume of information that they would have to digest to make an accurate assessment of the company's financial condition, and then technically whether it's at a level that warrants the purchase of the security, right? I have always found it much easier to predict the entire direction of the market as a whole, such as the NASDAQ 100, as opposed to any one single company, which is why I trade this one instrument, the NASDAQ 100. I just find it a lot easier to do. And understanding the effects of global economic forces on the stock market is just one piece of what I consider a large and complex puzzle. And purchasing the individual stocks really requires true insight into the company's individual finances. And these insights sometimes are not easy to come by, even though you might have access to their 10Qs and whatever. Most investors can't even read a 10Q. Or a 10K, whatever. They can't read that. They're not financially literate, and for that reason, they ignore a lot of the stuff that's buried within the income statement, cash flow statement, balance sheet, and everything else when looking at these companies. So consequently, investors, since they rarely understand the risk they take, often make very poor decisions in selecting stocks, which makes the process of stock picking for day trading difficult for the most part, and which is why a lot of people lose money when doing so. So it's not as easy as just clicking a mouse and buying something when it crosses the 50-day moving average. No, there's a lot more to it than that. If you want to be successful, of course, as a stock picker. But again, I prefer to predict the entire direction of the market as a whole by way of the NASDAQ 100 than any one individual stock, even though I've had countless years of exposure to that. So that's just my 2 cents. Maybe I'm mumbling too much. Yeah, you might be too early, but you know what? You're kind of at the bottom of a threshold here. If you notice where this sell-off began right here and where it ended kind of right here, and slinkied back, then came back down to this threshold, your thesis may end up proving to be correct. It may be one of those trades where you just have to give it a little bit of time to play out, and it may end up playing out in your favor. I'm considering taking this long as well. I'm just waiting for this short to finally close itself off before I actually take the trade. All right, guys, if you just joined the channel, thanks for joining. Right now, we're in this threshold here, and we still have that short signal in that trade that has not extinguished yet. Excuse me. You know what's interesting, guys, and I'll just talk a little bit more about this because it just came to mind right now. Every single moment of every trading day, you will have a relatively cautious and otherwise conservative person click their mouse and purchase shares of well-known stocks like, let's say Apple, IBM, Google, whatever, whether they know anything about the company or not. And I have always found that to be strange, but that's just me. For example, someone who buys 200 shares of Apple is really making a decision to spend tens of thousands of dollars at that very moment, and many times without knowing very much about the company. Now, ask that person if they can name some of Apple's largest customers, or most importantly, suppliers or major competitors, to describe maybe Apple's product roadmap, or identify their various revenue streams, or if they have any knowledge of the state of their sales pipeline, and they likely are going to respond to you with a blank expression on their face like you're crazy or something. Why are you asking me this? And when you look at that, in short, they know virtually nothing about the company, and yet they're planking all this cash into these stocks without doing a deep dive into the company's financials. And I have these type of conversations with people over dinner parties, at networking events, just to get out and things like that all the time. And it just blows my mind at how blindly people could put money in a company without completely understanding the company's financial position. All right, I'm going off on a rabbit trail again. I'm sorry. All right, Insol, looks like it's coming back for you, man. Okay, we got Rajan in the group, and he's asking if this will increase by this coming Monday. Well, let's look at this, Rajan. You just got in the group right now, so let me just point this out to you. Earlier in the week, there was a little box right here, similar to this box, that had support at 152. A lot of people were looking at that because the price was right around here. There was a little box right around this area here, and they were wondering whether or not the NASDAQ would hold at 152. And I said, if it breaks below 152, this thing's just going to crater. And that's exactly what we saw happen. Broke below the 152 and boom, just came down right there. So the next level of support is at 466. And these filters, which have been highly accurate at predicting your bottoms and your tops, especially this longer term filter, has not crossed the zero line, which tells me there is a little bit more to go before you actually hit that bottom and it goes up. We'll see. Now, NASDAQ's already in correction territory. It's down more than 10% since its November highs. But institutional flow into the NASDAQ right here has not come back, as evident by the COT report in this blue line right here. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think it's going to come back anytime soon yet or rush up to the upside. What you will get is moves to the upside like this intraday. But if we're talking about the NASDAQ turning around and coming back and then moving up kind of the way it did right here like this or like this, no, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening until this actually crosses and we get some institutional flow of capital back into the NASDAQ as well. Until then, you're going to see a lot of this, of what you've seen in the last few days, where the market just kind of runs up, right? Does this, then sells off. We've seen this over and over and over again, right? Market goes up, sells off, right here. So you have to be very careful if you're trading the NASDAQ right now, that you don't get caught in one of these downturns like this. Okay. Be very cautious. Look what happened yesterday too. This is a problem that's just happening every day now. It goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So this whole buy the dip mentality that people were having, it's not working out for them. Look what happened this morning. Went up and down. So now it's just going up right now, right here. But that doesn't mean anything. So I hope that answered your question. It's reading headlines right now that the S&P has fallen for the third straight week. Oh, by the way, guys, Netflix. Did you guys see that? Netflix plummeted just over 20%. It's down 22%. Amazing. It's down 22% because of increased competition, and I guess their earnings guidance was softer than most analysts expected. But yeah, that's a big reversal. That's huge. Yep, I'm looking at it on the Bloomberg screen right now. Netflix is down 22%. Wow. Wow. And it's just a straight line down. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds. And we're going to get a brand new bar on this 15-minute chart. Boom, there we go. Just checking here to see if any of these closed. Yeah. You got closure right here on this one. No closure here yet. Generally, closure happens when this yellow line crosses the zero line plus 1 bar. So again, the only difference between this algo and this one are the session times. And that's being done for research purposes right now. Yep. Alright, got some bad signals on these right here. And this one here is still holding on its long position. And this one here has a short that has been short for a while. So again, I'm going to go back here, guys, because I'm very interested to see this close and where it closes before jumping in and taking a long. I get a lot of questions as well as to whether I use tick charts or anything else. I do use a 1-minute chart. I do not use tick charts. And this is what the 1-minute chart looks like right here. Okay. This is only used to time my entries or exits in a position. That's it. I don't use it for anything else. I don't even want to look at it because it moves too fast for me. Okay, so that's that. Oh, you know what? Let me just quickly peek at the 5-minute here. Back in consolidation. Look at that. Right there. Consolidation zone right there. Oh, you know what? You guys may want to look at the range bars as well. Hit that point right there. Look at that. Coming right back to here. Definitely in a downside range right now. I'm actually feeling really good today, guys. Yesterday I was extremely tired here at the trade desk. My mind was not in its best condition to be trading. You know what? I have found that whenever you're tired, whenever you're sluggish, whenever you are just worn out, you know the best thing to do is turn off your trading desk, go take a nap, and go make yourself feel better. Because you need to be at your best at the trade desk whenever you're trading, guys. You've got to have a clear mind, a good night's rest, and you just have to be feeling great to sit here and do this. If you're not, just don't do it. Save yourself the hassle, because it'll only end up in frustration. I had a very frustrating day yesterday, and there's a lot of factors involved to that. But one of them was my mental state, in which I was not feeling very alert. All right. If you guys want me to leave this here, I'll leave this here so you can watch it. I think it's got some levels that you guys may want to look at, so I'll leave that there for now. And we're still in that area of consolidation as well, guys, just so you know. Sorry, guy, I had to mute the mic because I was munching on some snacks, and I didn't want to be disrespectful by munching on with an open mic. So just so you can compare, guys, where we're at within these bars. We're right here in consolidation. All right, right here in this little spot. I see Bitcoin's trading at 38,000. It's down about 7% in the day. I have no interest in Bitcoin whatsoever or any other cryptocurrency. It's just not my, it's not what I trade. Yep, has not closed. So I'll just keep this here so you guys can see where it is in consolidation. All right. As we start moving out of consolidation, I'll go ahead and switch it back to the to AI strategy number 3. Alrighty. So here we are, still in consolidation. Yeah, so I heard Coinbase is also down as well. Just read that headline on Bloomberg on my terminal here. I don't know, guys. if you guys are investing in Bitcoin or any other type of coin out there. But my reasons for not liking it, I guess, go back to how I view the valuation process in my security analysis. Okay, you have to ask yourself a lot of good questions concerning Bitcoin if you're considering investing in that product. For example, does Bitcoin generate cash flow like bonds or pay dividends like stocks? You guys obviously know the answer. It doesn't. Does Bitcoin generate any earnings through exposure, to the global economic growth engine? Obviously not. Bitcoin also doesn't provide consistent diversification, given its unstable correlations. And Bitcoin has shown no evidence of being a good hedge for inflation. But is Bitcoin volatile? Hell yes, it's volatile. Now, I think although hedge funds may find trading crypto appealing because of its high volatility, that alone does not constitute a viable investment rationale. Just doesn't. Okay? And most people, I think, are ignorant to all the things I just said right now and are only in it because of the hype. Hey, my neighbor bought some, maybe you should buy some too. You got to be careful when you're buying Bitcoin, guys. The level of investment in Bitcoin is really delusional in my point of view. But that's just my opinion, and I'm just a random guy on the internet. Yeah, and so it is right there, man, in that nasty consolidation zone. That's the reason I have this chart here, man, to avoid getting in early on those trades. And whenever you see that it's in consolidation like this, for example, if you want to take a trade and you just want to confirm whether you're in consolidation or not, just say, hey, show me the chart. I'll show it to you, man. So this way you'll avoid jumping into those trades when the market's in consolidation. So you got to be careful there. We got one more minute for bar change on the 15-minute time frame, guys. So, and we're right in the center of consolidation as well. It's not like it's almost done. It's in the middle. This nasty chop zone. All right, let me just. We just got the bar change right there, but it's still going to be in consolidation. I just want to see if it closed. Nope, hasn't yet closed on the downside. Nothing here yet as well. Overnight, still there. We finally got a closure on this short right here, which is also really good. Let me just adjust the scaling on this so you can see it better. Right there. Big, long short to the downside. It just finally closed right there. This one hasn't closed, and we got conflicting signals there that aren't supported by the filters in the bottom. So again, going back to where we were at, we're still in consolidation, and this has not yet given you a close signal. So we'll go back to looking at this. It's 2 o'clock Eastern. We've got about an hour and a half time today. Well, at least for me in my live stream. and we're still in consolidation right now. You know what's funny? I read an article that U-Haul, which is a U.S. moving company that provides trucks and tools to help people move, completely ran out of trucks leaving California because there are that many people moving out of the state of California elsewhere. And so U-Haul just happened to run out of trucks. And I just found that to be amazing. I was like, wow, check that out. I actually love Southern California. I've got a really large base of friends. I lived there for many years. I actually grew up there, and absolutely love the state. There's a lot of things I could say about California that are wonderful, except the politics that are just running the state down to the ground, unfortunately. Beyond that, the natural beauty in the state of California is unlike anywhere else in the U.S. It's just beautiful. You've got desert, you've got mountains, you've got ocean, and you've got a lot of really cool things to see and do throughout the state. So there we are, guys. We're still in consolidation. I'm going to leave this chart up until we exit consolidation zone. All right. Just in case any one of you guys is contemplating taking a trade, just be very careful. You're in that chop zone right there. All right, we're just getting out of that zone right now to the upside. So there you go, right there. I would still wait another bar to confirm that we're clearly out of that chop zone. Let's just take a quick look at something here. Wow. VIX is at 27 today. It's up 6.72%. Woo-hoo! Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever the VIX is over 25, the market tends to trend aggressively in one specific direction, up or down. And whenever the VIX is below 25, it tends to cycle. So you have more cycles when the VIX is below 25, and you have longer cycles, which people call trends, when the VIX is above 25. You know, there's this guy that comes out on Bloomberg. His name is Mohammed El-Arian. I think he's the Alliance company's chief investment officer. He's really good. I have a lot of respect for that guy. His opinions on the market seem to be dead on. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of Fed talk on Bloomberg right now with Carolyn Hyde and, you know, these gorgeous girls on the panel. All right. Yeah. Look, it tried to peak out of consolidation on this bar, then it came right back. Just kind of poked its head up and went back in. So that's why I said wait for another bar to ensure that you're out of consolidation zone to make any decisions. I mean, this chart alone right here is really, really, really powerful because it gives you a lot of information, and it precisely and accurately pinpoints when the market is in chop zone right here. So this chart here is something you guys aren't going to see any of these charts online, but this is one of those unique charts that that are indispensable to a trader. So Bloomberg is saying that the Fed liftoff is likely going to happen in March. With rate hikes. Yeah. Yeah, it's option expiration Friday, so on days like this, I don't expect big moves in the market. Yeah, especially with the amount of options that are expiring today. That it's unthinkable. It's unimaginable how many people are actually losing money with the amount of options that are expiring. Wow. Very quiet day today, guys. And we are still in consolidation. Does anyone know if the Traders Expo that was going to take place in November actually happened in Las Vegas this year? I'm just curious to know. That's one of the largest expos for traders, and I was hoping to go. I just got busy with some other things, and then one of my friends said, "No, they're going to cancel it. They're not going to have it," and I scrapped the idea. Yeah, it'd be nice for it to go up, and so it's just right now you're in that shit zone right there, man. In consolidation, we've been in that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, like almost 7 or 8 bars, and it's about to break out of that consolidation zone. But you got to wait at least for one more bar for confirmation, at least for me, to know that it's actually going to move out of that area. So yeah, this chart is up just simply to give you guys an illustration of where the market is in terms of consolidation, right? And it's right there. You know, it hasn't moved away. Wow, the Dow has lost over 1,500 points in the last 5 days. I'm looking at that come across the Bloomberg screen. Wow. This is the start, guys. This is how it happens. And next thing you know, you're going to get some event that's going to happen, and that's going to be the event that is just going to crater the market, and this thing's just going to go down, down, down further than anyone expects. Trust me on this. It's going to happen. Just give it a little bit of time. We're at that level already. So you know, fear-mongering is contagious. So the news channels, when they start fear-mongering that, you know, oh, this and that is happening, and you know, it's contagious. They all start fanning the flames of fear. And remember one thing, is that perception drives reality, okay? Now, we're in very volatile times, yes. But what happened, for example, in the 2008 housing crisis, and I was right in the midst of all that when it happened, is that the news media were fanning the flames of everything that was happening and making things a lot worse, and they just completely blew it out of proportion, which made the whole collapse of 2008 as severe as it was. So you're going to see a repeat of the same thing happen again. The media is going to just fan the flames of fear. That's going to create perception in the public, and the public is, you know, going to take action. That's just how it works, you know. That's how it worked with COVID. That's how it works with financial crises. And And if you're noticing, pay very close attention to this. If you've noticed over the last couple of weeks, the media has changed its tune regarding COVID. Okay, beginning in the UK with Boris Johnson removing all mandates, mask wearing, business-wise, and everything, completely removing that. And here in the US, the media is slowly thawing the idea that, yes, they're changing their tone completely concerning COVID, if you've noticed that. Okay? And of course, the more they do that, the more perception in the public changes about the infectiousness of COVID and everything else. So that's happening right now in the media here in the US. And in the same way, the narrative concerning the equities market, the stock market in general, is also changing. So a lot of things to pay attention to, guys, right now. Okay, so Hagar Hassan is asking, and by the way, welcome to the group, Hassan. They are asking if they should hold their position in the NASDAQ. They bought the NQ at 14,850. All right. I'm going to let the group answer this one. I'm going to let everyone in the group weigh in on this. So anyone who's active in the chat that can see Hassan's message, please answer Hassan on this very critical question that he's asking. Okay. We are still in consolidation mode right here. And it's right at the center line, guys. I can see it on a different chart, but it's right at the center line. It's just flat. What I am curious to ask Hassan is, Hassan, what information do you have that led you to believe that 14,850 was a good buy? What were you looking at, or what told you to buy it at 14,850? I'm curious to know. Last week, I know we had a guy in here in the trade chat who took a I think it was a long position in the NASDAQ because he saw it in a he saw it on a post, and I think it was from his broker dealer or someone. I guess the broker dealer created this forum where other traders could interact, and he saw this in this forum that said, go long, buy at, buy the NASDAQ 100, and he took that long, and he was down substantially, a lot of money on that trade. I mean, he took the trade without any other consideration other than he read the post, and that was it. There you go, Hassan. Ensol gave you some good advice right there. Ensol's been very successful at trading the NASDAQ 100. And by the way, guys, if you're not yet members of the Discord group, I pinned it up on the chat. You guys are welcome to join. We've got a group of very talented traders. There are some really experienced guys in the group who have decades of trading experience, especially in the NASDAQ 100. And you guys are welcome to join the group to learn from these guys and find out what they're doing to manage their own trades. So I do encourage that. Also, if you like what you see, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's the only way to find out when I come live. And I am live every day from 12:30 Eastern to 3:30 in the afternoon. This is my 1 week anniversary, guys. This is my 1 week anniversary of being on YouTube. And so far, so good. I mean, I like what I see. It's a very interesting process, to sit here and talk and put some trades on whenever I see one that I think is worth going after, right? But I'm still in the learning curve process, so if I make some mistakes in the process, please forgive me. I'm still learning, and I'm taking all the advice that you guys have been generous in giving me to heart. We've made changes to how we do things just to improve the quality of the stream and the interaction with with the group. And I do thank you very much for the suggestions you've made. Cool, Hassan. I hope you found the answer you were looking for. Please tune in Monday through Friday, man. And do like the video and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll know exactly when we come live again. All right, what time is it? 2:27. We have 3 minutes for bar change. And we are still in a nasty, nasty, nasty consolidation pattern right now. It is just nasty. Yeah. Now you know the reason why that little reversal right there was a little bit too early, right? So You can always reference this chart right here. Look, if you ever, before to confirm that you're not in this white zone of consolidation, you can always just confirm. And I'll click the screen, I'll put it on for you so you can see, but I watch it all day. That's the reason I have it on, so you can see exactly where we're trading right now. We're still in consolidation. Okay, looks like it wants to break out of consolidation to the downside. Ugh. Just take a look at something here. Oh wow, yeah, this algo has not pinpointed the bottom yet. Right there, look at that. Wow, look at that. Just caught that right there, going down. All right, we just had bar change right now, and no signal on this one yet. So it is definitely not looking good for upside right now. No signal, no signal. Nope, but it's way down here in the gutter, so. Okay, good trade. Yeah, probably got you in early on that right there. And that signal went bust. Right there. Two good trades on this and one bad trade. That actually took you out on the stop right there. I'm not trading any of these buy signal guys just simply because I know that unless I get a clearly defined signal here, I am not going long. Not yet. So we're out of we are completely out of that consolidation zone, but it's to the downside. Okay. All right. So I'm really happy. I'm actually going down to see my parents this weekend, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with them, and also scoping out the real estate market while I'm there. So this is all in an effort to try to figure out where I'm going to be moving to next. New York City has changed dramatically. Okay, dramatically. I do not even go out anymore, which sucks, because that was one of the allures of living in the city. Being able to go out, being able to socialize, network, and having fun with other like-minded individuals. That's not happening nowadays. It's just not. All the networking groups I used to be a member of, and all the other groups on Meetup, they've all canceled everything. Everything. So yeah, you know, it's not as fun as it used to be. Streets are still empty for the most part as well. Parking's a nightmare. You've got alternate parking every Thursday, at least in the block where I live. So you've got to move your car, and with everybody at home, working from home, it becomes almost impossible to find a parking spot. Impossible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to my little quick weekend getaway. All right, guys, well, you're seeing this live right now, and this has not yet closed. Oh, you know what? Let me look at the overnight. What happened with that? Oh, yeah, this is right there in the gutter. Same thing, same level as this. It's a 15-minute chart, just different signal. This has not closed off yet either, right here. That signal right there. It will be closing off very, very soon. As soon as this line goes above the 0 line plus 1 bar, it will close. Guaranteed. That's just the way I programmed it. But it's right there. So I'm just going to put this back because it is trending down. Let me... downtrend right here. Look at this, guys. Excuse me. So it's getting a little scratchy here. Let me see if I can adjust the scale on this. Remember I told you, whenever this line right here crosses this threshold, whenever it does that, right here, look at that, it always trends down. And that's exactly what's happening. Exactly what's happening right there. Although with this cross right here, it's going to start reversing a little bit. Always does that. These are really accurate range bars in the way I've got this configured right here. All right, let's just go back here because this really is where we're at today, right here. So you've got Bloomberg right now talking about how U.S. existing home sales are falling because a slight uptick in interest rates. I mean, really? I mean, if you really can, that's just, it's dumbfounding. Rates tick up less than a half a point, way less than that. And existing home sales fall. Really? Give me a break. It's just that I don't think people have an appetite to pay up anymore. I mean, they're tired of seeing extremely high home prices, and very low inventory in certain markets as well. So it's about time we have a massive correction in the housing market. I am definitely one that's looking forward to that, as I've got a whole basket of tickers that are all tied into the housing market that I am hoping to short or buy puts on, should that happen. Okay, we've got 5 more minutes and we get bar change on this. And we're trading way down here in gutter zone right here, guys. Very common when the market is trading in this zone that it'll slinky up. If it slinkies up all the way down, all the way up to this level, that'd be superb. But I really don't care about levels. I just care about the exits. This level right here, though, it is of interest, and so is this level here. These are the two extremes right there. And so it's going to be really interesting to see if we get a signal in 4 minutes. So stay tuned for that. I would be very careful, Ansel, holding that position over the weekend, because you have a lot of headline risk, out there right now. And that long position, with all the stuff happening right now, man, may end up wiping away the profits you made earlier on that short. So wait to see what happens between now and the close. All right. If you get a long signal here, there's a very good shot this thing's just going to slinky back up. You can make some cash off of that, close your position, but do not go into the weekend. I wouldn't encourage anyone to go into the weekend holding any positions open right now. No way. It's just way too risky, man. Way too risky. Yeah, right now, look, it's all about managing. It's all about managing risk, and making sure that you preserve your profits. You let your winners run and you cut your losses. Yeah, going into the weekend right now, you got a lot of stuff out there right now that would not be good if it didn't work out the way you're planning. So yeah, just wait at least till the close of the market today to see if this thing actually recovers from this sell-off that we've had today. Market's down 260 points as of now. Okay, we got about less than a minute, and we're going to get a new bar. So I'm just going to switch screens real quick right here. This is not going to take me out until this crosses, but I am interested to see if this is going to take me out right here. Wow, no signal. No signal. You mean for today, Super Satvik? Today, or do you mean for next week? Are your 15,540 to 15,000 level, is that what you're projecting the NASDAQ will reach today or sometime next week? Okay. Cool. Thanks for clarifying. Appreciate it. That would be a very aggressive move, and it would need to be supported by a lot of news if it's going to move to that level today from where it's at. Yeah, that would be a huge move. Huge. Keep in mind, we only have about an hour and a half left before the market closes today. Actually, between where we're trading now and that 15,540, that's almost like 1,000 points. I think it's like 940 points. So, yeah. Okay. All right, 15.5. Yeah, but that's still like 900 points. If you take 15.5 from where the market's trading at right now at 14.6, that's still 900 points away, man. That is still a very far move from where the market is today. Yeah, we've only got about an hour and a half. So let's just see what happens. This is going to be fun to see how it all plays out. Okay, so watch. We're in this little level right here, kind of like in the gutter zone, right? But we're back in consolidation again, right there. Look at that. You gotta love consolidation. Not.
Can I ask something?
Sure, yeah.
About these board 16 new messages, yeah.
Oh, that,
yeah. It's okay.
you can ignore that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're already above the 14,550 level. We're at 14,578. So we already passed that 14,550 level. But, remember, we're in consolidation right there, guys. I mean, we were there just a little while ago. It came down, went back up, and right back to the side. Look at that. Eesh. Okay, you had a waiting signal right here. Let me just blow this up a little bit on this. So this has only had one loser today. This one right here. And it's had this one right here that was a winner to the downside right here. Let me just adjust the scale as well right here. This has got a buy signal that's probably too early to tell. And nothing here. No signal here. And a buy signal that's probably a few bars early. Right here, this is going to close out right now, most likely on the next bar or the following bar. It's the cross plus one bar, and it has not crossed the zero line yet. So we're looking at this one right now, right there. Yeah, nothing there. Okay, just making sure. Wow, okay. Lot of pressure to the upside. Lots of pressure, guys. 283 points to the downside. Wow. This is really going to be the trade of the day right here. This big, massive monster trade to the downside, because there has really been no indication that this wants to roll up. It's just a head fake right here. Then went sideways and down again, and you're right here in the gutter, in that zone right there. So let's see what happens in 6 more minutes. We got 6 minutes to get the new bar. It is a very calm day in the market. As far as price action swings and all that, it's just really been a very steady downward move today, and a lot of headline risk floating around out there. The VIX is way above 25 today, which kind of gives you a sense of where our risk sentiment is. I've got a very busy weekend ahead. I'm flying down to Texas for a wellness check on my parents, who do not know I'm flying down. This is a big surprise to them. And I'll be spending time with them and a realtor, kind of like looking around, just looking around and getting familiar with the territory where I'm going to go visit. So it's going to be a very busy weekend. But I'll be back on Monday, same time. No, it's not even 3 o'clock yet. Okay. Look at this. You're out of consolidation zone, for sure you are. Just got out with this bar right there. See that? Pow, right there. Just went out of consolidation zone, guys, to the downside. All right. We have 3 more minutes left in this bar. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I haven't seen my parents in a few months, so they're going to be very happy. I'm actually looking forward just to getting away from the city and going into the countryside where they live. They live out on the farm. And seeing some horses and cows and other livestock. All right, let's keep an eye on this. We only have 2 minutes left for bar change. And let's see if we get the signal finally, I'm just going to switch screens because I want to see if I get the signal here. AI strategy 3 is this one right here. This is the one I have blown up over here. So oh yeah, this yeah, this looks like it's going to continue. Yeah, to the downside. Wee, wee, wee. Hey, Super Satvik, have a great weekend, man. Have a great weekend. Go celebrate your winner, man. And please post it on the Discord group so other people can celebrate you as well, man. Have a great weekend. All right, we've got 10 seconds. Let's see what happens. Ha ha. Ooh. There we go. Bar change, guys. And nothing. Nothing. This is going down. Yuck. Look at that. Massive, massive, massive short right there. Right here as well. No signal on this trade whatsoever. Very, very, very aggressive trade. Got stopped out on this oscillation here. This is just the signal. I'm not trading this strategy, this one or this one today. These are just up for illustration purposes. I'm actually focused on this one and this AI strategy right here. Three o'clock in the afternoon. Wow. Market's down 316 points. Do you believe it?
Wow. So, are you on the mic? So this position here on Google is still short, is open there. It's still going to the downside. Also, we have the SPY on the upper right side, still open for the short side, and GS on the left upside we have open position to the short side as well. This DDM, I'm just trading the downside, so the signal is not there. If you notice, the last signal on the short, it was already closed, and I didn't got a short signal on that yet.
Wow, guys. So here we are. This thing has only had really one trade today, and that's been down. It's followed the same pattern as yesterday, the day before, and the day prior to that. Absolutely.
And also we have the BX short position open, still going down. These are the cues for the upside, so you're not gonna get any signal there. I'll show you guys the short signals on the other one.
So we are at session lows right now. And this is not looking good if you took a long. So I definitely am not long this position today.
This is the short here. The Q short, no signal there.
$354 points. Wow. Let me just get these range bars up right here. Boom, right there. Yeah, this is definitely on a downward trend right now. There's no end in sight to this. This is going to continue going until this crosses and the end. And you will see it right here. Just keep an eye on this right here. Keep an eye on this indicator right here. You are definitely in a trend to the downside. Look at this. As soon as it crossed right here, this white line, you are in a trend to the downside. Guaranteed. S&P 500 is at the lowest level since October 2021, according to Bloomberg News. Yep, that looks like it's it. Right there. But I'm not going to call the bottom. Boom. Right there. You had this going down. Pow. Crossed right there. Done. Let's look at the 5-minute. Right there. Look. Pow. But still, you know what? Yesterday, this thing continued going down. So, there is no end in sight to this short until this algo gives you the signal and it is over. That's it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are absolutely entering into a bear market. The NASDAQ 100 is down way more than 10% since the November high. And whenever you're down over 10%, it depending on who you speak to, it loosely classifies as a correction. So yes, we are entering into a bear market at some point very soon if it continues this this trajectory. But the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P have a long way to go down, absolutely to the downside. So it's really a matter of time before the market starts gaining more momentum and you start seeing more of this type of sell-off repeat itself. We saw it all week. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out next week, to see if we continue to see a continuation of the sell-off. If we do, that's going to be fantastic because you know, we need to have this type of correction in the market in all these indices. I mean, they're all overinflated right now. So yes, we are expecting this to happen. Also, the COT report here is very, 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 very close to that level. Look, I had said it earlier in the video, in the stream, that it was going to hit the 466, and it came right down to it. Look at that. So the next support level, since it already went below 466, is 371. 371 for the NASDAQ. All right. That's going to be your next level of support right there. Okay, I'm going to switch back because I want to see if we get an exit signal either here or here, which I do not think we're going to get. I think this is going to continue selling off into the close in the same way it did yesterday. you'll have intraday bounces. The way we've been seeing all week. Where is it at? Yeah, the way we've been seeing all week. You know, you'll have these little bounces like this. You see that? And if I continue going back, there's another one right there, another one right there. So intraday wise, yes, you're going to see these little bounces to the upside. But long-term wise, like in the next days and weeks, you know, those bounces are going to be very short-lived. In the intraday market, you're probably going to see more downside in the market, even though this thing closes above this 371 level right there, or even 466, this level right here. It doesn't matter. Unless institutional flow goes back into the NASDAQ, which is evident right here by this blue line. This is the COT net position report. It measures the flow of institutional funds going into the instrument. Not a lot of money right now from smart money going into the NASDAQ. In fact, they pulled out way back here, back in November. It's been just teeter-tottering, and finally it sold off, right? So you still have a little bit of ways to go before you actually hit a bottom, I think. So I hope in some way that answers your question. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah. So we just got bar change 2 minutes ago, and we still do not have a signal to get out of this short position. So I'll just put this back over here, right there. Yeah, it's really interesting to see whether it's going to hold at 14,466. It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see if it's just going to stop right here and perhaps start going up on the intraday, because I mean the market's already down more than 300 points. Or if it continues its downward march to 371. Maybe later next week. This is going to be interesting here, so yeah. Definitely watching that.
We have, you guys, 10 minutes. The market is gonna close, and pretty much you're gonna be in this short here for the GS. The SPY is still open as well on the short. Google is still open, and I have another one here on the BX going short. That is the BX short still open as well, and we'll be done in about 10 minutes for the day.
Yes, it is. It is 466. Yeah, it's 466, and then right below it's 371. That's the bottom threshold. Yeah, it might be a little bit squashed when it's being transmitted, because that's just a way, you know, YouTube squashes it. But yeah, 466 and 371. That's the range right there. I'll just type it up here. So guys, today's my 1 week anniversary on YouTube live streaming. It's been a very unique experience. I've met a lot of great people who have joined the channel and the live stream. Some very talented individuals, and I feel really grateful for that. And as we move along into next week, you know, hopefully I'll introduce some other items here that you guys might find of interest. Just really chart settings and things like that that you guys could use for better analytics and things as such. But I do thank you guys really for the support in this group. I couldn't have done it without you. I'm still in that learning curve phase of understanding the different nuances of YouTube and what have you. So, you know, this is a whole new experience to me. I have never live streamed the way I'm doing now, just simply because, I don't know, it never entered my mind, but we'll see how it goes. I'm still trying to get, you know, comfortable with the whole idea. But as long as I've got a good base of support and you guys find value in what I do, then I'll continue doing it. It's just a completely different approach to trading, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, guys, and I just want to put this out there in a way that that sheds light on an approach that is often not available for traders out there in the market. An approach that's completely different. So this is more systematic, but it takes away a lot of the guesswork from from the process as well. So anyway, enough with that. Thank you again for your support. Very much appreciated. And so we're still in this trade here. This is most likely going to go, guaranteed it's going to go into the close in the same way it did yesterday. And what I will do in the same way I did yesterday is I will go ahead and yeah, I told you the quality of the signal here is not really as good after the 8:30 a.m. hour. Yeah, sure. Thank you for being a part of the group, Lee. Very much appreciate your insight and knowledge as well. Well, VIX is up over 29, over 3% just today alone. All right, guys, it's the last 5 minutes of the day.
It's melting.
Is it? Yeah, Marcy said that Google's melting. The headline is "Panic may be in as the VIX curve inverts." So yeah, that's always been a very telling sign in the market, guys. I'm telling you, we are in very volatile territory. If any of you guys have a position that is open in the NASDAQ futures, I highly encourage you to close it. I'm not giving you financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I used to be for a long time, but I'm not dispensing financial advice. All right, just in full disclaimer. I am encouraging you though, as you know, as a reason of using sound judgment, to not hold any open positions over the weekend. I would not hold any open positions over the weekend at all. There is way too much risk. Close your positions and come back next week and start fresh again. That's how I would trade my account, you know, if I had anything open right now. Whether I'm making money or losing money, get out of your positions, call it a day. You know, some days you win, some days you lose. I had a loser yesterday. Hey, it was my fault. But you know what? You know, I made it up today, you know. Didn't make up the whole thing, but I did do well in one trade that I took this morning. And that's it, you know. I'll make it up next week, but whatever. I don't sit at my desk with the idea that I'm going to make up a loser the next day. I focus on the process, not the outcomes. And that's the end of it right there. So today's been a very interesting day as the market has continued following the patterns of the last few days. And we'll see if that continues on into next week. And if it does, guys, fantastic. Guess what? We'll short it, right? We will short it. And that's it. This algo here has been indispensable, absolutely accurate in its signal, and we will continue to see it in action as well next week. That's going to be fantastic to see it. This one also has been very, very good too. Right here, look. Boom, gave you the signal there, went sideways, and then boom, just kind of cratered right there. Let's see, right here. We've had one winner here. This one's going to end up being, excuse me, a loser. We've had no signals on this except two here in the morning. And on this one right here, we've had two losers, and this is going to be a loser. And the last one here, we had a loser right here as well. So there you go. That's it for that right there. And let's take a look at that 5 minute. Wow. Wow, just look at that. Boom. Right there. And I'll just leave it back here. Okay, guys, that's it for the day. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks very much for being a great crowd. I'll be back Monday at 12:30, so help me God. And I'll be posting where the algo took the trade out in the Discord channel sometime this afternoon before I take off on my flight. So wishing all of you guys a fantastic weekend ahead. Be safe, stay healthy, and I'll be back again on Monday. We'll see each other again Monday. Thanks again.